Hello, this is David Dean, and this is the update as far as the patch notes for 8.0, the whole new season, and I'm going to get through those. I'm not going to be doing gameplay, but I did want to show you when you first log in, you should have this gift waiting for you, and let's see what we get here. 3,400 pure drops of rain. That's pretty nice. Yeah, 1,122 lightnings in a bottle. 561 Eye of the Storm. And then, okay, for some reason, Shock Trooper Renegade and Controller Harper. And 1,194 training manuals. And Marathon Hype, wow, have not seen her for a while. 400 Legendary Flux, Power Base Nox, Trailblazer Quinn, Diddly Blade Crash, Shock Specialist AC, Shock Blaster Buzz, and whoa, 7 Hero Recruitment Vouchers? Right, now, what you get out of this might be very different. Some people are going to get more, some people are going to get less. It all depends on where you're at in the game. And what is this? 4 times layout. An extra layout for your hero layouts. Okay. 186 storm shards. And 6,305,300 hero XP. Yeah, we are going to be doing a lot with all this. Skirmisher Edge. Alright, so right there, those are my 18 items. You guys will be getting some of that also, as I said. We have the Love Storm event. We will be looking at that. First, I want to check out in here. We now have quests for the spring tickets, which I'll take a look at the llamas before I get over to the notes. And we got Beta Storms. This is a new mission type. And obviously I'll be doing a video on that later. And then we got some other interesting new... Okay, these are old. And yep, that is it in there. I'm going to have to go back and double check. We should have quests for unlocking team bonuses. And let's see what in the item shop. I just wanted to get over here. Ooh, we got a people llama. Just silver. Alright, but for the llamas, I know, oh, I thought we were getting, no, we're getting legendary troll stash llamas right now, but you can get vendor tech weapons in the llamas now. And for the store, and one thing, if you want to support me and support a creator, that is awesome. But please support somebody. If it's not me, then Tori X or Demon Joe France or Ninja or whoever you want, but definitely be supporting somebody. And yeah, we got some great heroes over here. Saw some gameplay this morning by Demon Joe France. He was streaming, and the links was just amazing. The amount of damage she could put out and everything else. And oh, you can buy training manuals in the store. Outstanding. Siegebreaker, pretty nice. Definitely grab your survivor. And there, they got rid of coins and switched it over to gold. And now I got 33,728 seasonal gold. The Heartbreaker Bow and Arrow, I'm going to have to go and retest this some. The one thing I did not like about it that I recall, because it does do some really good damage, is that it's not a regular rifle type weapon where you're going to be basically shooting in a straight line. You're going to have a slight arch to your crossbow arrow, and you will have some drop off on your weapon. So just be ready for that. Copper Space Invader, really cool pistol, but right now, evidently with the Storm King, this can take him out at the end really fast. And let's see what else we got. Alright, all kinds of goodies for you to get in there and grab. And I do want to get over to... Woo! I like... Oh, they got rid of the... For some reason, they changed the look of the hero in here. Before, give him some strange, cute, psycho killer looking face. And I'm kind of glad they went back to this. definitely a better look. Got our teddy bear in the background. And let's see the new Hero Loadout. Oh, it's going to walk me through it. But I will be doing a video on this with setups and everything. A few things you're going to find. Actually, we kind of need to go through this. Yes, our support heroes. All right. Come on. Let's see. I wanted to show this off, but I didn't want to have to go through a full tutorial for you guys. Because, there we go. Let's see. Just checking how to assign. Actually, I'm going to head back. Go to manage. And what I wanted to show off and let people know, because there's right now a lot of people are having issues on your Outlanders. As you see, there's no anti-material charge where they do the punch and being able to destroy a bunch of structures or even taking down husk. That is now a heavy attack on your pickaxe. So you can't use it when you're holding a weapon. You have to rotate over to your pickaxe and then have to do a heavy attack. So now every Outlander has anti-material charge. It's just a little bit different on how you use it. The same with Constructors. They all have the Constructor base. But to use that base, you have to place it like a trap. So I will be doing different builds and everything else, things with that later on. But let's go ahead and get over to the patch notes. And actually, I'm going to stall for one more second on that. Over here, as far as what we're getting for Save the World, it isn't that much because they're really focused on the hero patch. These are Battle Royale characters. The ones I would love to see come over to Save the World later on in Season 8 is Ember. Definitely, I'm an old school Dungeons & Dragons player and definitely has that feel to it. You got a wannabe Deadpool character, that would be alright. And then Lux and Mezzer. I would love to have Mezzer. I love this Aztec mask. And then for weapons, infantry rifle. That really doesn't look like an infantry rifle to me, but it does look very cool. I would love to have this come over to over to Save the World later on. And then the two heroes I'm going to be talking about with the patch notes: Anti-Cuddle Sarah, which obviously is a ninja, and then Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy, which is a great look. He is a soldier, and we will get to all of that. But for the patch notes for 8.0, what's new? Obviously, Hero Loadout. Put up 3 videos about it yesterday. Gonna be a ton of videos on YouTube with all the updates on it. We have Love is in the Air. Everybody run. Home base has fallen victim to a virulent love outbreak, and it's up to Ray and company to break it off before things get too serious. And yes, Valentine's was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and they had the same thing last year because they go by seasons when they drop stuff instead of doing the actual holiday. So yeah, they're a little bit behind. And something I had no idea was coming out until yesterday was Plankerton Visual Update, exploring a new visual update for Plankerton featuring a new lakeside biodome. So I will be checking that out and seeing what that all looks like. Missions and systems, new beta storms. And I mentioned that before when we went into the game. Eliminate and collect. Jump into a 10-minute mission. And a lot of people said they wanted more shorter missions. Get in there, get it done, get out. 10-minute mission with the storm closing in fast. Eliminating husk and collect husk data. The more you eliminate, the better rewards. Complete randomization bonus objectives each time you play. So, yes, Beta Storm mission alerts will reward spring tickets and additional XP. Mission alert quota will be 5 every 24 hours. This will not share the quota with other alerts. So yeah, every day you can run these 5 times. They're only 10 minutes long, and you get bonus tickets and XPs from them. So definitely worth checking out. And like I said, I'll get a video up about that hopefully later today. There's a dozen things for me to put out videos on, so we will see what actually gets out there. We've significantly increased the hero XP, schematic, and survivor rewards for missions and mission alerts in Plankerton, Canny Valley, and Twine Peaks, which outstanding. And see here the rates of which they've been increased. Winter tickets have been retired, and any excessive converted into winter llamas. Mutant Storm mission alerts now grant spring tickets. Quota is unchanged at 10 every 24 hours. And legendary Troll Stash llamas can be purchased in the item store for 1,000 spring tickets, as you saw. And once again, well, I should say it later, but the vendor tech weapons should be in there. Updated several normal progression quest rewards, which grant heroes. This will reduce the number of duplicate heroes received. Players who have already completed these quests will receive the new hero reward upon login. And you saw that in my rewards, all the additional new heroes I got. Bug fixes, there was no, let's see. Yeah, nothing here, really a big deal. And there was one. Alright, fixed an issue that caused hero abilities not to properly show up while in game. That was a huge issue, and thankfully it is supposedly fixed now. We will see. But yes, we have the hero update. I already put out a bunch of videos about that, and I will put up some other ones later today about actually going through and building, like for me, the ultimate constructor for doing his base and for doing storm shield defenses. Also, the ultimate constructor for like Sid for maximizing that kinetic overload. Try to do a best ninja build, try to do a best Outlander, both an Outlander Teddy build and a Outlander anti-material build, and soldier builds. Of course, you gotta do some soldiers. Added 8 new heroes to the games. These are rewarded for completing new quests, which are extensions of the class-specific quest lines and are unlocked after Canny Valley Storm Shield Defense number 2. Those were the quests I was looking for and did not find. I'll go back and check it out again. But yes, you get 2 of each type of the heroes, and definitely want to check that out. They seem like they had some really cool ones. Also, with the new Hero Loadout, they changed the name of some of the heroes. Last night, I was trying to use the spreadsheet to figure out which heroes I wanted to do. And suddenly there's an Old Glory AC Outlander. Never heard of him. And it was just a renaming of heroes. So don't be surprised by that. All players will receive a gift box upon login. This includes everything you saw me opening in my gift box. So that is great. Any player who owns Jingle Jeffs will receive 1 additional hero recruitment voucher, since she will be remain a reskin and Enforcer Grizzly. That's why I had 7 of them. I knew I should have had 6. I was wondering where the extra one came from. So that is great. And let's see. Hero recruitment vouchers are used to recruit heroes from the collection book. They can only be used to recruit legendary or mythic heroes from past events. And that is great. All heroes have been marked eligible for item reset. All heroes in the collection book have been marked for a one-time free onslaught. This only affects heroes currently in the collection book. Any mythic heroes currently owned which grant a team perk will retroactively grant their team perk. Steel Wool Carlos and Steel Wool Anthony do not grant team perks, as they all combine for the team perk Boom Base. So that's if you got everybody from Steel Wool, which I do, so I may have to check this out. You get Boom Base, which is a perk that allows everything inside the radius of Sid's constructor base to do additional damage. And I don't know if that counts towards defenders, but I need to check that out. Many of the heroes which used to be reskins are now unique, and as a result need their own unique names. This is what I was talking about before. So, Steel Wool Carlos is... Oh, and they changed the rarity of Steel Wool Carlos. Is now mythic rarity. Great. But soldiers, just all the renames. I'm not going to go through every single one. But yeah, that's definitely going to cause some confusion over the next couple weeks, but we will figure it out. Ability and perk name changes. Seismic Impact has been renamed to Seismic Smash. Alright, I thought I was losing my mind on that, so I'm glad that was a change. Sustained Impact has been renamed to Sustained Smash, and Phasers to Kill has been renamed Blaze of Glory. Alright. Ability balance changes. A lot of changes here, and I was kind of surprised by some of them. As part of the Hero Loadout changes, we adjust balance game-wide. As a result, we're changing a few abilities, balancing to bring them in line with our new models. Going forward, we have a much better baseline to adjust abilities in the future. Constructor Bulrush, they reduced the damage to it. Bulrush to me is one of the least used abilities in the game, so I'm kind of surprised they reduced the damage. But now it deals environmental damage by default. So I'm going to have fun running through walls with Bulrush. Decoy, it reduced the time by 1 second, but that is because there is a bunch of perks that you can put onto your constructor which greatly increase the time of the decoy, and they didn't want it up 100% of the time. Plasma Pulse increases base damage per hit from 18 to 46. That is a huge increase, and I love Plasma Pulse. I think it's a really great and underutilized power for constructors. Plasma Pulse has been underperforming for a long time. This boost to damage should make it a competitive option for constructors. Rosie, they increased the damage to her, and I'm looking forward. I'm actually going to try using Rosie more with my constructors now that it is on more constructors as an ability. So I want to test that out again. Outlander, Phase Shift. Increases energy costs from 10 to 15. Phase Shift now has easier significance to... Okay. So they got a bunch of perks out there that you can use for Phase Shift, so they changed the energy costs. Reduce movement speed bonus from 33% to 30%. All right, don't see why that small change just for run speed, but whatever. Seismic Smash. Increased base damage from 98 to 114. That's great. I love the graphic for Seismic Smash, but I always thought the damage was a little weak on it. Shock Tower reduces stun duration from 0.75 seconds to half a second. And there is some perks, so you can increase that, but I'm not sure if I agree with that one. Teddy, reduced damage per hit from 16 to 13. This change to help promote active play while still enabling Teddy builds. Well, first of all, I don't have any problem with them reducing Teddy damage a bit. Because, yeah, I used it like crazy because it was so easy. Now, I never saw people not playing but still using Teddy. I would throw down the Teddy and then I would go harvest materials. Ninja Crescent Kick greatly increased the base damage of Crescent Kick, basically doubling it. Increasing the impact, but reducing the stun duration from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. And Crescent Kick still retains its identity as a quick stun ability, but now has significantly boost damage components to make it competitive combat option. That's great. I want to see Crescent Kick used a lot more. I love the graphic, but now it's finally doing the damage it should. Dragon Slash, increased base damage from 94 to 115. Dragon Slash, I thought, was one of the most powerful abilities in the game, and now they're increasing the damage, so that is great for ninjas. And Kune Storm increases base damage. Once again, this one I thought was weak and underpowered. They're giving it a huge boost to damage. And yeah, I've seen some people use it already, and it definitely is doing a good job. Smoke Bomb increases base damage per tick from 41 to 52. That's cool. Throwing Stars. Actually going down here first, Throwing Stars have been a fairly niche ability only being viable on a couple of ninjas, largely due to the lack of piercing. To make them more competitive, we replaced the lackluster headshot damage with piercing as part of the base ability and gave it a big damage boost. That is a huge thing. I love the throwing stars, but trying to get the headshots on them, yeah, I just wasn't that skilled. So getting rid of the headshot and putting piercing on there, huge difference, mainly when you got them all coming in a nice tight area like the trap tunnels. So now the base damage is increased from 52 to 87, huge increase, and increasing cooldown, so a little bit longer between uses, now pierces enemies by default. That is a great for throwing stars. So that was it for ninjas on the soldiers. Frag grenades, reduced energy costs. Okay, not a big deal. Increased base damage from 101 to 103. Okay, reduce impact 595 to 500. So basically a very, very small nerf to the frag grenade, still really good. Going commando, reduce base damage 25 to 23, but there is a bunch of perks for maxing out going commando, and I definitely want to get a build out for just maximizing that. Really, that one has become a much better ability as the game has progressed in the last year and a half. Lefty righty, increasing damage, reduce headshot damage bonus. All right, and shockwave, increase damage, reduce impact, and Warcry, reduce energy cross. So there we go for all those. And team perks have been added. Team perks are powerful abilities that activate upon meeting certain requirements in your hero loadout. Once you have equipped the right heroes, the powers will unlock. Match the exact requirements and take as many heroes as you can that match the rules in order to gain the most benefit. Team perks are granted through story events, event rewards, and other ways. They can also come from mythic heroes. You can find a list of all mythic heroes and which team perks they give below. And this was on the spreadsheet. Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and read them. For Blade Storm, increase Shadow Stance duration for each matching hero. Carbide, increase healing received based on how many enemies are near you. Dire, eliminations during the night or evening grant a damage and melee life leech bonus per matching hero. Field Agent Rio, every few seconds your next shot fires a phase pulse. Link, spending energy restores shield per hero per point of energy spent. So once again, they've done a lot to help buff up the ninjas to make them more survivable, which is a big deal for gameplay. MGR, using ability while frosty, lowers the cooldown of all active soldier abilities and removes the frosty effect. Actually, really quick, I want to hop over to soldiers, and let's see. Where do I check it out? Here we go. For frosty, a lot of people don't know what this term is. For all soldiers, they get these two new abilities. Suppressive fire, consecutive shots against the same target deals an additional 3% damage, up to 5 stacks. Bonus loss on target switch. Basically, they've pulled out the whole debilitating shot perk system that was on soldiers and gotten rid of it, and this is the new thing they put in, suppressive fire. Also, Stay Frosty. After 3 eliminations, increases range weapon damage by 10% and weapon stability by 35% for 7 seconds. So when they're talking about a Huss being affected by our Frosty, that is some Huss that has been shot by a soldier with this ability, which all soldiers have now. So just to clarify up that confusion. And yeah, using the ability while frosty lowers the cooldown. And then Mega Base, increased damage done by all traps affected by the base. So definitely I'm going to be grabbing that for my Storm Shield defenses. Phase Scout Jess grants extra charges on the phase shift but reduces range. And I kind of don't like that. I like the range on phase shift because when I use it, usually it's to get away from something. Quick Draw Calamity. Eliminations increase damage of all weapon types for a time. And so, yeah, Calamity really getting that high damage. Ragnarok on taking melee damage, freeze husk, and slows miss monsters. So I want to test that out. That would be a nice perk to have. May even want that on your ninjas or any other melee attacker. Raven, for each match, deal bonus damage to enemies with full life. Steel Wool Sid, we already talked about this. The boom base, where all the hero putting out damage in the area of his constructor base gets a damage buff and crit rating, and we'll have to see what that actually is. So Sub-Zero Zenith reduces duration of elemental status effects applied to you. That is when you're attacked by a water husk and you're slowed, or a fire husk, you get the damage over time, fire damage, or nature gives you that energy attack, which reduces your energy. So now that goes away a lot faster. Swordmaster Ken, after ability cast, next melee heavy attack costs 20% less per match. Cloak Star, throwing stars return to you after hitting a solid wall or once they expire. So basically, they kind of boomerang throwing stars. And Wukong, extra 2 mana sleeps. All right. This is a lot of stuff. And new perk hero combinations. All the perks have been rebalanced, tweaked, and adjusted. We've also distributed them among all existing heroes. Non-gameplay acquired heroes will always be reskins of existing heroes. All heroes now have a standard perk, which is granted regardless. So you saw a little bit of this before. Hero slot as your commander will receive the upgrade command upgrade modification to their standard perk list. Let's get on over here. What they're talking about here is his standard perk, and this is the perk he gives to other heroes if you slot him in support. Lefty righty applies affliction, which deals 13 base energy damage per second for 3 seconds. If you have this hero up to 2 stars for himself, he gets an enhanced version of that, which nobody else has. And that's why here you see the damage goes from 13 up to 26. And then lefty and righty uses space pistols, which fire piercing and bouncing lasers, which is actually a really cool looking power. But this is what they're talking about for those standard perks and commander perks. Soldiers, we already went through this. New class perks, the Stay Frosty, new suppressive fire, and I also mentioned the fact that they've gotten rid of debilitating shots, just not a part of it anymore. And then they go through every single soldier with their abilities. I'll put the link to this in the description or the first comment, and you can look at those, because we would be here for another 2 or 3 hours if I went through everything. All right, constructors, as I said, their base is now placed like a trap. So it does not take away from their abilities. So they have 3 other ones and the constructor base. Connects 2 structures up to 4 tiles away. So chances are it's not going to be as big as it used to. I know with Mega Base, he can make it bigger, but I'm not sure exactly how. Actually, I kind of want to know. So, and I don't have that one. And I'm definitely going to be pulling it out. I have 3 different accounts. On this account, I do not have it. So let's go ahead and head over to Collection Book, Constructors, Mega Base. And let's see, Recruit Hero. And yeah, we'll go ahead and recruit him. Come on. Supercharged Traps. So now we have this new team perk, which I can use. And let's see. So 8.5% increase. And we can head back out of there. Get over to Heroes. manage, and my brand new constructor. And perks. Alright, so here, increase base connectivity range by 3 for him once he gets to 2-star. So it can go out the 7 tiles the same size it was before. But if you use this with another hero, like if you use it with a as a support hero for heavy base, you can extend his base out to 5 tiles because he starts with 4. So just to let you know. And then for abilities, you see with him, he now has Rosie. He did not used to have that. The new enhanced Plasma Pulse and the new enhanced Bulrush. Alright. There is just so much. But yeah, all constructors right now have kinetic overload. When you stagger an enemy with a melee attack, deals 25 damage in a half-tile radius. Hold it. So everybody gets that now. Wow. Melee crits hit grants 10% damage. Increased melee impact. Wow. All right. Too many videos. Melee crits hit melee critical hits grant 10% increased melee impact damage for 5 seconds. And you can stack that 5 times. So yeah, for using, and hold it. It never said hardware weapons, because it used to be just hardware weapons. And no, it looks like any weapon now. So that's another thing I'll have to go test out. But right now, kinetic overload used to always state it had to be a hardware type weapon. And it is not stating that now. So if I can use this with any weapon in the game, that's definitely a great thing. And then remove creative engineering. This was 10% less materials when building, and I think you built 10% faster. They just have so much materials in the game, they didn't see it as a big thing. While this has historically been an identifying feature of the Constructor class, the current availability of building resources has made this perk much less necessary. We've decided to remove it to make room for other Constructor bonuses, which are more meaningful in most scenarios, such as extend base range, increasing base damage resistance, and opening up a third ability slot. Also, one thing I noticed, there was constructors like Hot Fixer and Power Base that had it where their base would collect materials, and you could run up to the base and take those materials out. I do not see any ability that allows that anymore. So it looks like that has currently been removed from the game. Yeah, in truth, when I first started playing the game, it was a big deal. But now that they have it where you can carry so much more materials, where before it was limited, much more limited, it doesn't seem to be that big of an issue anymore. So Controller Harper, this is all the different constructors, not going through those. Ninjas, all right, class perks, Mana Sleep, so they still got that. Also, huge thing to this, grants immunity to fall damage. So if you use your Mana Sleep, you take 0 fall damage. I believe before, if you timed it right, you would take no fall damage, but you had to time it right. Now that's taken away. And Shadow Stance, eliminating an enemy with a melee weapon grants 60 armor and 15% movement speed for 4 seconds. No longer triggers off of throwing stars or dragon slash by default. Shadow Stance, once again, trying to make the ninjas much more survivable in later gameplay. And they didn't have anything more to say about that, so we'll hop on down. Outlanders. Alright, and this is what I was talking about before. Anti-material charge is now the default pickaxe heavy attack for Outlanders. The good thing about this is all Outlanders now have anti-material charge, which was not the case before. The bad thing about this is you can't use anti-material charge while holding a weapon. You have to switch back to pickaxe. So make sure you're doing that. Alright, punch forward, destroying structures and harvesting materials. Deals 50 damage and 240 impact to enemies. Energy cost 45. Cooldown 0. That's pretty nice. In the zone. After 5 strikes with a pickaxe, gain 7.5 movement speed and 25% increase to pickaxe damage, and grants the ability to see chests through walls within a radius. Wow, so all Outlanders now get that ability. That is awesome. I did not know that. I'm actually going to hop back in here and take a look at Outlander. Yeah, we'll grab this guy. And down here, just checking it out. In the zone, nearby containers glow. So yeah, so now all Outlanders have that ability to see through walls, to see where treasure chests and stuff are. Outstanding. And then Loot Llama. I kind of had a problem with the Loot Llamas for a while. They made some changes. Loot Llama fragments now create the Loot Llama in place rather than granting the Loot Llama ability. The Loot Llama lasts for 10 minutes and displays a timer overhead. It was messed up before. A lot of times you would see an Outlander go into battle, Husker coming in, he goes to throw down his Teddy or Shock Tower, and instead he forgot that he had a Loot Llama, and yeah, that was just bad. So not a good way to set it up. So now they see the fragment, they click on it, you can take it out for the next 10 minutes, or you can just ignore it and keep on going. And then all the different Outlander abilities. All right, weapons and items. Finally, getting to new stuff in the game, or I guess here it is items from last year. Heartbreaker Crossbow returns to the weekly store. Fires an arrow that drops over time and pierces through enemies, and that is available until March 6th. A change to freeze traps. I saw a few things about this. Freeze traps now apply 25% vulnerability regardless of elemental type. This is kind of a big deal. Before, depending on what elemental type it was, like for one elemental type, it did 0 vulnerability. Another one, it did a huge vulnerability. Now it's the same across the board, which makes it, for me, much more usable. I like the change. Added epic and legendary vendor tech weapons to the llama pinatas, including X-ray llamas for V-Bucks and legendary troll stash llamas that you can get with the springtime tickets. Remove daily coins. You saw that I had, 30,000 or something gold. That was because I had not been spending my daily coins because there was hardly anything I ever wanted with the daily coins. So now they've converted that to seasonal gold, and yeah, I got a ton of it. V-Buck rewards from daily quests remains unchanged, okay. Daily coin offers from the weekly store, okay, just the cost. And that is it on that. And then a few bug fixes. They did take out the Shadow Shard typewriter, having that awesome, totally amazing skin that they had in there for the steampunk weapon, and hopefully we'll see that steampunk weapon coming to the game because that thing was just absolutely cool. And let's see, what is that? Gameplay, Plankerton, we saw the change up, them talking about that. We'll definitely have to go in and take a look around. Hiding squad tab from the in-game inventory screen. We are making improvements to this and we'll refeature it in the future. So we'll take a look at that. Hover turret, reduced damage per hit from 15 to 12. That's right now, except for the higher level gameplay like Frost Knight. Basic gameplay, it seemed like everybody is using hover turret and ignoring a lot of the other gadgets. There's two big things to this. First of all, it's getting nerfed down to 12. And the other thing is, before they had, one of your support was Shuriken Master Sarah that gave a 10% damage increase that went to the turret. That buff is no longer in the game. So you have that decrease in damage and this decrease in damage to try to get the hover turret on the same level as the other gadgets. Now, on the other part of that, proximity mine, which I hardly have ever seen used in the game, another gadget. Reduce recharge time from 200 seconds down to 1 minute. Increase starting charges from 2 to 4. So now you have twice as many. Increase bonus charge from the skill tree upgrade from 1 to 3 each. Now maxes out 10 charges. Reduces damage from 230 to 183. So less damage, but you have more of them and you can use them more often. And it no longer causes knockback. Basically, what they're trying to do is make it more balanced out with the gadgets. So everybody in the game isn't using turret. They're actually using a variety of the different gadgets. Increased stability when placing tracks and base in the Building Pro configuration. And they had a bunch about drift boards. I hope they have not put drift boards back in the game. But they fixed a bunch of the bugs with it. And let's see. Enemies, Love Storm. Poison lobbers are looking to spread their love to everyone and will be appearing in the earlier zones. Love hurts, so beware. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they did with the Poison Lobber graphic. And Smashers are back. The Krampus have gone back to the Frozen North, so chances are Elemental Smashers are back. And let's see, that is generally it. Let's see, yeah, went through this before. So yeah, that was a lot of information. There is a ton of stuff going on. There is a lot of pluses and minuses to the new Hero update. As I said, they're like here before my now they changed him. He's now Stare Down Southie. He used to give the bonus of 10% increased damage to all energy weapons. That is gone from the game. You no longer have those 1 or 2 support heroes basically everybody was using for those big general buffs. Now everything is much more specific in the game, so you can build very specialized characters. But there you go. I am going to try to get out a bunch of videos today. We will see how that goes. And I just wanted to show, here's the proximity mine. Might get to testing that out. As I said, the turret's been slightly nerfed, but it kind of needed it. I hate to say that because I loved using it, but we will see how it all works out using with the new hero system. So take care, have an amazing day, and once again, please, as I said before, put somebody in for your support a creator. Right here with the llamas. Right now, and this is the other thing, they clear it out every 2 weeks. I hate that, but I am David Dean. You can support me, or there's a ton of other ones. Alora SC, White Sushi, Lord Spink is my son, so we'll keep supporting him. Alright, so have a great day and take care.